Okay. Mm, let's do it. Nothing revolutionary today, just simple stuff, but maybe you get something new. I hope so. Uh, we'll see. 10 things. Maybe we get them all, maybe we don't. Uh, the next few slides have videos and links for you to go back at your leisure and explore all of these things. I'm just going to go to my email and work through the stuff from there. So first up, email. So the first thing that could be helpful with, and I say organizing, but it also could just you keeping yourself organized as a human and making things more efficient and easier. And one would be scheduling emails. I think there used to be an add-on to let you schedule emails, and now it's easier than ever. I hadn't done it until this morning. I don't know what I was waiting on. It is so easy. I'm going to send this email to my personal account, and it's going to say, hey, you. Now, instead of hitting the button that says send, right next to that, I can click that little triangle, schedule send. It is literally that simple. Who knew? Maybe you guys knew. I did not. You can pick a date and time. So I'll say 5:03 on the 22nd of May and hit schedule send. And it's it. Now it's scheduled to send. How do I know that it really worked? On the left-hand side, you've got all of those things, many of which you ignore, but one of them is scheduled. Now, if you don't have anything scheduled, it actually won't even be there. So you may be like, I don't have scheduled, because you haven't scheduled anything. So you don't have to remember that you've scheduled things to yourself to go out. You can just click back on that tab and see what you have scheduled. And then on the right-hand side, it tells you what day it's scheduled to go out at. So that could be helpful. Pretty simple. People might get birthday emails from me if I schedule them now and then I don't have to do it. That could be nice. Questions about scheduling emails? Okay. Canned responses. Does anybody use canned responses? No. Okay. So I was laughing at myself when I was practicing today. A really good canned response that I could make would be a canned response saying, welcome to Fridays at 4. Like, that would be smart, but no, I've never done that. So I'm ready to send an email, and let's say Fridays at 4, and I hope that's still the thing that's paste. Yeah, okay, I copied this earlier. So yeah, I really do actually want this as a canned response. Now I typed in the subject and the message, and I took out the signature. You'll want to take out the signature, otherwise you'll just keep having extra signatures doubled up. So I'm ready to turn this into a canned response. Next to the trash can at the bottom right of that email, there are 3 dots. A lot of options here that you may have never even known. One of them is templates. So what do I want to do? Do I want to insert a template? No. I want to save what I've written as a template. Do I want to write over a template that I already have? No. I want to save it as a new template. So again, that was the 3 dots, templates, save draft as template, and then save as a new template. And what do I want to call it? I'll call it Fridays at 4 and hit save. Now, it doesn't look like anything has happened, but the next time that I want to send an email, I can go back to those 3 dots, templates, click on Fridays at 4, and it throws it in there. So what do I have in there? in my templates. I have an earth science update. I sent a lot of emails that said, hey, what are you doing? Your grade's not so hot. This was me checking in at the beginning of the year. Not checking in, checking at the beginning of our work from home. And I wanted to send it individually to every person instead of sending a mass email. So I went ahead and made a template for that. I know that I don't need the survey one anymore, so I can delete it. Delete template. Which one? Oh, I'm going to delete the survey one. Are you sure? Yes, I am. So that's it. Anything you've got to send more than 2 emails for, make a template, I guess. I often forget that it is there, but it could be helpful. Academy, I've drafted you for Academy this week. If you're doing detention or Thursday school, the following student has Thursday school, please send stuff. That could be helpful, so you don't have to copy and paste that information. Next, questions about templates, canned responses. Okay, the third thing is probably the most complicated that I have for all of this, but I really like it. I do not want to read all those emails that we get from Icon when we send something to the Coffee Center. So I don't. I never have them go to my inbox. So what I do is I have a little label over here. Oh, not IEPs, Icon. That's a pentagon shape. It looks like those little flags you would put on a document that say sign here. This indicates that these are labels that I have customized and created. So I made a label called Icon. You can kind of think of labels as folders. If I was to click on that, you would see there are 51 unread emails, because all of the emails, I have them bypass my inbox and go straight to this folder. Now, just in case something important actually comes in, I put them in this label folder. If I wanted to, I could have them like not even go there. Another one is the daily emails that we get from Mrs. Hall for activities. Yes, I want to know what's going on, but I don't want it to fill up my inbox. So I also have those bypass my inbox. Oh, but I recently cleaned all those out and deleted them, so I'll get out of there. But normally it would say Tina Hall activities. But if I want to know what that activity is for the day, I still have it over there. So how do you do this? You need to do 2 things to make this happen. You need to make labels, and you need to set up a filter. To do both of those things, we can go to this cog for settings. At the top, you will see general labels. That could be potentially overwhelming. Maybe you just comb through that on your own time. But labels is what we're interested in. And I have some labels that I have custom made. Starting at Google Docs and everything below are labels that I made. These are some labels that come default. Let's make a new label. I'll call it PLTW. That's for Project Lead the Way. And it showed up over here. Oh, but I don't have to have it over here. I can hide it if I want to. So now I've got this label folder created. Next, I'm going to go to Filters. I want to make a new filter that says anything that's Project Lead the Way. Don't even let it go into my inbox, but label it PLTW so I can always find it over there. Let's see, how do I set up and create a new filter? Well, all the way at the bottom. Let's see, any email that has PLTW in the subject. That's probably not the way I want to go. I probably want to have it from their company, but just for today. And I'm not sure if this is really the filter that I want to use, so I can hit search and it gives me a preview of what that would look like. I'm going to hit search. And it says, okay, if PLTW is the subject, all of these emails get flagged. And I'm going to assume that these from Cami and Bo and Brett aren't spam, but these might be spam-like. I think I want to hit the, what button? Back button? I did not make that filter, so I'm going to hit create new filter. LTW, no, as the subject. And I'm just going to go for it. I can always take it off later, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to create that filter. Search was our preview search. Create the filters actually to make it happen. So what do I want to do with things that come in with the subject PLTW? I want to apply the label PLTW, and I want to skip the inbox, which archives it. Don't panic when you archive things. They're not really deleted. They're all still there. They're just kind of like on the back burner. Create filter. And now a new email that comes in that has the subject PLTW is going to end up over here. And it's not going to clog up my inbox. Labels and filtering. Two-part steps. Each one of those has multiple steps. So this is arguably the most detailed of all the things. Questions? Comments? Concerns? All right, let's keep rolling. And that's really all I have for organizing Gmail. Next, we'll move on to Drive. Okay. You can color code folders. Folders are default gray, but you can color code them. Science Nerd, I'm going to color code them with the visible light spectrum, Roy G. Biv over here on the left. So first question is, how do you change the color of a folder? Right click on that folder, change color. Who knew? It was that simple. So we'll make this one brown. Clearly I did not want to use brown in my color scheme before. So I know that the colored ones are super organized stuff, and then when I just like randomly throw in folders, they're gray, and eventually I'll find a place for them. You may also notice that there are spheres with numbers in them in front of some of these. So you can insert a number emoji. It's a symbol, so one symbol. And so the reason why they are still in this color order is because they're sorted by name, and 1 comes before 2. 2 comes before 3. If I sorted this by last time I had used it, then they wouldn't necessarily be in that adorable order. Okay, courses. I have folders inside of courses, and each one of those has an emoji in front of it that I think represents the course. I mean, it's arguable. Bio 1 has a frog. This is an old man for genetics because it's like old, heredity. I thought that was fun. Mr. Prale, you're up here for I Am Legend stuff. It's a book for those I Am Legend lesson stuff. So you can also put emojis in. You're maybe wondering, well, how do I do that? There are much better ways to do this, but until I just type in like emoji plus whatever it is that I want to use, computer emoji. And then I just copy that. Because I'm not copying a picture right now, I'm copying a character. Emojipedia or iEmoji, that would be the smart thing to do, to just like bookmark one of these and then to always go back to it. But sometimes I don't do things the smart way. So click here and then you get all the smiley emojis down below. So I have an emoji copied. I'm going to rename this PLTW one. Right click, rename, and I'm just going to paste in front of the P, and that's going to drop that emoji in there, as well as the additional text that was copied. So that may be another source of organization that could help you out. If you're like me, sometimes you're just staring at text and you're not really reading it, but it can be faster if you pick out an image. Why isn't this one color coded? Because I added it later. Okay. Questions? How did I number my folders? So the numbers are emojis. Are they under symbols? Oh, don't look, don't get vertigo. Okay. Yeah, okay, so you could put in a square one. Mine were circles. I found them at some other emoji database. Did they have circles down below? I'm not sure. I would probably Google one number emoji circle if I really had to have the circles. But that could work for you. Okay. Where are we? Here. Questions about numbering, colors, and emojis on folders. All right. Next. On the left-hand side, we have My Drive, Shared Drives, and Priority. You're probably most familiar with My Drive. You may have some shared drives. I've got a lot. Here's a collab group, science department, data team, whatever. You may not have noticed that Google snuck in this priority thing here. And when you click on that, at the top, you will see some things that Google thinks that you might be interested in. You open this today, you open this at 10 o'clock every day, so it's 10 o'clock and we think you might want it. So they say they use some artificial intelligence to figure out what is a priority to you, and they stick all that stuff in here. Maybe you use that, maybe you don't. The other thing is workspaces. It's another way to organize files. It's not a folder, but it's kind of as if you were working on a bunch of documents that were in different places, but you want to access them quickly at the same time without going into all those separate folders. So, okay, maybe you're a special education teacher and you have 10 kids on your caseload and you have a folder for each kid. And now you want to insert some information about goals, but you don't want to have to go to every kid's folder and open it up. Maybe you just put their goal document in a new workspace. I've not played around with this priority in workspace, but it's something that could be helpful for organizing. A question is, why don't you just use folders? Why do you need these workspaces? And it's the idea that you don't want to mess with your current folder organization, but you want easy access to a suite of documents at the same time. Okay. And they can suggest workspaces for you. Like, we notice you work on these things together. There's also hidden workspaces. Nothing's hidden, but it's just like you only access it in June for the budget report. So let's just put it on the back burner until you're ready. That kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe I'll look at it. Maybe I won't. Have any of you used workspaces? Just see people shaking their heads no. Maybe you didn't even know it was there. Okay, so those are some suggestions for organizing Drive. Comments, questions about Drive? Okay, next up is calendar. Ironically enough, last night I started organizing my calendar. because I didn't want to show it to you how ugly it looked. And then I thought, oh, that's stupid. I should keep it ugly, and then we could talk about how to clean it up. So I went back and re-uglied some of it. Not nearly as bad as it was. Okay. Next item, recurring events. Tina Hall's birthday. The event is already there. I'm going to click. No, I'm going to create a new event for my mom's birthday. Okay. When was she born? December? Yeah. Okay, it's not on there. Perfect. Okay. When was this? Mom's B-Day. And it's always December 10th. Cool, cool, cool. More options. I want to make this come up every year on December 10th. So what I can do is next to all day, I'm going to hit that drop-down menu and change it from does not repeat to repeats. Too many options. One of those options is the option that I want, which is annually on December 10th. And hit save. And now to the end of time, December 10th has a note that says my mom's birthday, which is kind of nice. Besides birthdays, something that you can automate is like course description guide is always due this time of the year. So put it a couple weeks early so it always comes out. Taxes are always due this time, personal life stuff, but those types of things may be helpful. I have my allergy shots set up, and I get my allergy shots every 3 weeks. So that's a pretty odd interval. And instead of having text, I just have an emoji of a shot, because my calendar gets so cluttered that I see that and I know exactly what it is. I'm going to edit that event, and I have customized it to every 3 weeks until July 11th, because maybe we'll go to every 4 weeks, probably not. So you get to choose every 2 weeks, on Tuesday, on Thursdays only. Well, then sometimes I forget, and I just slide it to a Monday, and then it's smart enough to continue doing every 3 weeks on Mondays. Once upon a time, I worked out every Tuesday, Thursday in the morning, and so I could go to custom and put it a Tuesday, Thursday every week, and it would reoccur. So you really have a lot of, I joked, it's not too many. You have some good options for how you want your items to repeat. And yes, use emojis to make it easier for your eyeballs and brain. 4 shots. Okay. Color coding. If I really want something to pop, I'm going to change its color. So I need to cancel Daily Burn. I got the free 2-month subscription because I'm going to work out at home, but I need to cancel it before they charge my credit card. So let's make that pop with my favorite color of pink. Okay, so that's helpful. I'm going to go back a month. Look at Mondays, 14 more things. That's ridiculous. So if these were on here, it would be hard to handle. These are the assignments, and they're just set up for a day, and that's why they are solid. These have specific times, and that's why they are not solid. So sometimes I'll change something to a specific time, even though it is an all-day event, because it's less cumbersome on the calendar. So I went ahead and had their enrichments with a due date. It's not a due date. Nothing's real anymore, but it's something there. Freshman team meeting, I didn't put that on there, but how'd that get on my email? Because I am enrolled in the WHS staff classroom. This is not an assignment that admin put on the calendar. They were able to go into calendar and make something show up on the calendar for everyone who's enrolled. So you could also do that for your students in the theory that they used the calendar in Google. So let me think. You may realize that every Google class on Classroom has its own calendar. On the left-hand side, there are a lot of calendars over here. I made every block its own Google Class. And so this one was automatically created from Google Classroom, second one, third, and then all these are signs are automatically created. The benefit is I can create something, and instead of having it default to go onto my calendar, I can put it on a calendar that I know students have access to should they look at their Google calendars. Remember, test is test day. I don't know, that'd be something nice to know. So you can do that. You can't do this in Google Classroom. You have to be in calendars in order to do that. But I don't want to make a note, discard. And you know, sometimes I don't even want to see all those calendars. So I can hit the check mark over here and just turn them off. They still exist, but I don't want to look at them. So that could be helpful. So what do I have left? I have Clarissa Brown, my school Gmail, and I linked it up with my personal emails calendar. So the maroon things, I have when all my bills are due. And they pop up reoccurring on that day of the month because I'm not good at budgeting, so this is supposed to help. And like I'm in my school account way more than my personal, so go ahead and slap it on my personal account or on my school account. If I don't want to see the freshman team meetings, because I am not on that, I just turn off the WHS staff calendar, but maybe there's still something important in there. What else do I want to say? Colors, emojis, recurring, customized, remind. Oh yeah, that's good. Let's talk about that. I have a dentist, well, I was scheduled to have a dentist appointment on the 25th. We'll see how that goes. Let's go and edit that. And I need reminders, and I don't love the default reminders that come up. I want an email one day before, and I need a notification 30 minutes before in the attempt to get me there. And so I can customize the reminders that way and hit save, and it'll be saved. I also like to be able to mess with these whenever I'm inviting folks to something. So maybe Mrs. St. Pierre also needs to know that I'm going to the dentist, and I invite her to it. She's also going to have these as the reminder setups. If this was an IEP meeting, I would love to know a day in advance in an email, and maybe I also need an email 30 minutes before because it's the end of the day and I have forgotten. So customize that for yourself as well as for the person that you're sending an invitation to. I'm just going to save it so she knows. Do I want to send her a notice that she's invited to my dentist? Sure, we'll let her know. So she's going to get an email that says, hey, do you want to know about this? Google Classroom. Oh, one more. Appointment slots. This is weird. I had no idea this was even a possibility. You click on the calendar to make something, and you just start typing what the thing is. Well, there's other options. And one option is appointment slots. I don't know what this is for. We're gonna kick it. Okay, that's what the appointments are for. And you can hang out with me for 30-minute slots for a whole 24 hours. And I'm gonna hit save. So now I can go back, and you'll notice it is a little Foursquare thing. So that looks different than a normal event. I can go back in here and edit it. Oh, no, I could. Or I can, what I want is this link. Go to the appointments page for this calendar. And it's going to open up a new page. This is the link you're going to give folks so they can sign up for an appointment slot to kick it with you. That's funny. What day was it we were going to kick it? There, that's the day. 30-minute time slots. You're going to give people this link, and then they can go in here and sign themselves up. So who would use this? Mo and Russell? English tutorials? Instructional coach meeting times? I don't know. It's cool. Personally, I don't know if I'll use it, but it's nice enough. Okay, there's the comment in the chat. Oh, cool. Those are the things. Now, that was fast, but there are descriptions of all that stuff, videos and blog links in this PowerPoint that I'm sharing with you. I have a bonus thing that I haven't even got to explore yet, but I'm very excited about it. Google Keep. Does anybody use Google Keep? Okay. The tip of the iceberg is that it's like Notes. But then the application for this is just ridiculous and what you can do with it. These are links to blog posts by techie folks on what you can do with Google Keep. I like these people down below. I like the stuff they make, so maybe you follow them. What is Google Keep? Where is it? How can I find it? Great questions. Oh, I'm not sharing? Wrong button. Jeez Louise. Escape. That's what I want to hit. Turns out, you had a Google Keep here the whole time. So, what is that? I've added some custom banners because it looks cute, but I know that I am not adequately using it to its abilities. But look at these little cute little lists I have. Oh, then I can cross them off when I do them. Well, this makes me happy, and that's important. But I think I can do a lot more, and you can like pictures and links, and I don't know. I don't even know all the things by any means, but I'm going to explore it, and I think it might help keep people organized. I don't know. Donna, have you used it? I saw you gave a thumbs up when I started talking about it.
Yeah, with all this stuff in Google Classroom, and I have to give feedback, so I'll do like feedback for an algebra assignment, and rather than having 30 different, typing the same thing 30 times, because they all forget to do something, I just cut and paste it into it, or I'll put my little emoticon of a star, or my little stickers with the Bitmojis that I make, and I fill up the file. Then I can do two windows side by side, and I literally just drag and drop it over there as I need it.
And it talks to your other Google stuff too. So there's a keep icon here.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. That's how I use it.
I guess I'm gonna play with that, figure that stuff out. Questions, comments. I don't want to show that. Oh yeah, we forget this. The best place to get directions is not me. It is Google. Google has all the directions to do everything. If you ask me, I'm going to tell you, but there's going to be typos and things are going to be spelled wrong. But Google has really nice directions that run you through step by step on how to do everything. The only thing I don't like is they don't have pictures, but people have blogs and videos for that. So that could be helpful. The link to this presentation, Organize CB, but really the only one you need to know is Fridays at 4, and that takes you to copies of all the recordings and all the stuff. I'll go ahead and paste this in the chat. Folks have questions? Just unmute yourself and shout out. No questions. Okay. And I'll paste this in here too. I hope you found something that was helpful. I almost called this how to get your poop in a group. And get yourself together and get your together. All right. So I have a question just for us as folks. A thought. What from this from home experience will you keep? Is there anything that we have been doing in these weeks that we have been at home that you would like to incorporate should we go back to normalcy? And I will stop sharing my screen and I will stop recording as well.